Hey guys and gals, it's the Cannabis Crone, and we are getting dirty today. I just wanted to talk about the importance of living in the moment, especially in the world that we're living in right now. There is a lot of sorrow, a lot of destruction. Some of the destruction is necessary. The upheaval, some of that is necessary. We need to fight for our world. But in the midst of all that, and excuse me if I get I get dirty when I'm gardening. So in the midst of all that though, if you're someone who is at the protests and you're fighting hard, you above all else need to be able to come home and figure out something to do that has to do with the creative process, whether it's poetry or writing, or whether it happens to be art, creative endeavors, anything, making bread, growing cannabis, making edibles, clothing, anything that you can do that adds something beautiful to the world is so important. And it's not just important to the world, although it really is, because think of life as this huge network of energy. That's all we are. I mean, we're all kind of the same. It's, when it comes to physics, we're all energy. We are all just what we perceive. So the energy that we create through the process of creation is positive. It's a good vibe, and it travels and it affects other people. You know that you affect other people with your art, with your creativity, with your growing. There's just so many good things about doing creative things and the creative birthing process. So I want to encourage you, when you're not, trying to become more awoke and more aware, when you're not out there on the front lines protesting, do something strictly for yourself. I love growing things. I love gardening. I love when I can, that first day that you can get your hands into the dirt. And we happen to live in a place where it's very sandy. So it took me years to cultivate and compost and get some of these little garden plots going. And every year it's a little bit bigger. This year we're doing a whole bunch of potatoes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 16 potato plants. So that ought to be a good yield, because we both have Irish in us. So Andy and I, so we're both Irish to a certain extent. We love our potatoes. So, but even if I didn't get anything out of it, and for years I did grow a garden and hardly got anything out of it, it was the process of nurturing and caring for the plants in the hopes that something will come of it. But even if it doesn't, it was still a very positive experience where I got to play in the dirt. I got to hang out with the bees and feel the sun on my face and my back, my shoulders. So when I'm doing my gardening, I'm doing mindful intent to exist in the moment. So right now I'm not thinking about anything else that's going to happen, because I could be dead in an hour. I could drop dead of a stroke. It runs in our family, But that's not a morbid way to look at it. I prefer to think of it as a positive way to look at it, because this could be the very last thing that I do on this planet, and so therefore it will be the most important. So every job that I do from here on out, I want there to be a quality to it. I don't want to rush through it. I want to feel it. I want to immerse myself in it, and I want to become one with it. And that's living in the moment. And I think that it is such an important tool to teach our children, because there's a generation, possibly 2 generations, that know nothing about living in the moment. So as grandparents, we need to teach the upcoming generation how important it is to immerse yourself in the simplest of chores, like washing dishes. Washing dishes for me is my time. I do it when Andy goes to bed and I watch old reruns of Columbo, and it is I revel in cleaning and making sure that these things will be ready for the next day. For me, it's very meditative. It's very healthy for my spirit, as is gardening as well. So find that thing that makes you feel creative, that makes you feel happy, whether it's tending to your plants or writing a song or writing some poetry or making clothes for your grandkids. Practice getting into mindful intent. And I think you're going to find that life is a little bit more bearable. I mean, we're going through some shit. I mean, what are we at, level 11 of Jumanji, or 12, something like that? Yeah. And things are seemingly getting worse in a lot of ways out there. So, but that's not what today's podcast is about. It's about creation. So get out there, do some gardening, create some artwork, however you can do it, however you can add positive vibes back into the atmosphere, because it's going to make things better for you, for the people around you, and these things ripple outward, you know? So so I hope that you have a beautiful afternoon, and whatever you do, don't rush through it. Feel it, live it, be it, enjoy it, and allow it to consume you for a little while. Trust me, it'll make you healthier. Namaste.